Hello there. Some fish it. As some of you are probably aware by now, Israel has killed some quite high up Iranian generals in Damascus in Syria through an airstrike, and because of that Iran are retaliating. Now, most of you are going to be expecting me to choose a side, and I won't do that. It's for one simple reason. Remember who you're dealing with on both sides. Who created these entities on both sides? Both the Iranian regime that's in at the moment and the Israeli regime that's in at the moment. In fact, just the Israeli regime in general. And no, it's not the Jews, before you say anything. A lot of you need to get past that. The Israeli nation was set up, in most part, by the UK. And no, it's not because of Rothschild, although he put his name on the Balfour Declaration. That means nothing. Just because his name's on there doesn't mean that he was behind it all. Just because he may like to take credit, still doesn't mean he's behind it all. It's basically the British regime and also their American counterparts. It's been well known for a long, long time, before even Balfour was even a thing, that the Middle East was a perfect breeding ground for chaos. And chaos that they could create at the drop of a hat, basically on demand. This is why the Zionists are in Israel, or in that area. One, because they're incredibly racist. They're also supremacist. They believe they have more of a right to be there than anyone else. And this infuriates the hardline Muslims around the area, particularly when they start killing Palestinians who basically got shoved out. So the Israeli regime has always had the backing of the US and UK since its inception, largely controlled by the Sassoons, who basically steered Israel wherever they wanted it to go. Sassoons are an interesting bunch. They're apocalyptic Christians. They're apocalyptic Jews, Messianic Jews, but that can be a confused term. What many people think of as Zionists are actually this certain subsect of Judaism who believe that bringing forth the apocalypse will bring forth their Messiah. And it's the Sassoons that are very sort of high up in that ideology. They're basically the highest ranking rabbis there are in the world. You've all heard of Lubavitch, the Chabad Jews in America, and the fact that he was supposedly the Messiah and blah 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 blah. That's kind of what you're dealing with, but more acute and focused assassins don't believe that Lubavitch was the Messiah in any way, shape or form. Let's just get this straight. They've been waiting for theirs for a very long time. So, they steer the region at the behest of certain individuals, certain families, other families. Not the Rothschilds, remember? No. Rothschilds are dog's dicks. Less than that. The Iranian regime, the Ayatollah, is also a CIA and MI6 invention. They were basically placed there because they fit their regime more than the Shah did, who was also quite friendly to the US and West. Since that time, you have the formation of Hamas and Hezbollah and those guys in Yemen whose name I forgot, Houthis. They're all paid, right? They all receive money from the West, from the US and MI6. And they funnel it through Israel and also Iran. Hamas gets paid by both sides, depending on who's paid them that month. You know what I mean? Sort of alternated. It sounds daft, but it's true. That's what it is. It's just to keep a lid on the actual money flow, so it's harder to trace. Like I showed in my Media Mindspace and Manipulation series, Hamas is an invention and a tool of the basically the Five Eyes intelligence community that has now gone rogue. This whole thing in Gaza, right? This whole thing in Israel, with Iran attacking Israel and everything else, is a distraction. Very carefully crafted, very carefully stage managed. This will not start World War III because they're not ready for that yet. It's to distract you from what's going on with Pfizer, what's going on with the WHO pandemic treaty, and also in some part the P. Diddy situation, which is now exploding outwards to involve all of their honeypot sort of schemes around. If you notice, everyone is concentrating on Israel and Iran at the moment, yeah? No one's concentrating on anything else. And yet this pandemic treaty is coming in that's going to slam us. It really is, if we don't do something about it, if we don't get our politicians and leaders and everything else to actually look at it and say no, yeah? Because as soon as that comes in, they're going to slam everything on us, yeah? This is why bird flu's coming about now. Yeah, another thing they're distracting from, to let that propagate out. Yeah, whatever poison they've infected people with at the moment, this is what they're distracting you from. If you ignore what's going on in Israel and Iran, I can guarantee you now it will stop, because it won't be working. But everyone is hell-bent on Israel, must destroy Israel, or must destroy Iran. Forget them, they're not important. What is important is the welfare of the rest of humanity after the end of May. We have a month, less than that, until the pandemic treaty comes in. Get your eyes off that stupid, pointless load of stage-managed war bullshit and focus on the things that are actually important. Anyway, that's all I've got to say.